Good morning, students. Students, since it was a video class yesterday, we interacted or discussed all about this lesson and covered a good part of it. Okay, but just for the sake of revision, I'm going to send the video of it. Okay, today, and although I'll cover the entire lesson, it depends how much you can cover in the period itself. Okay, so I'm going to start the lesson. The lesson is the book that saved the earth. Okay, let me tell you something about it. First of all, it's a science fantasy. Okay, fantasy means uh, the thing that has been imagined, the thing which is hypothetical, or you can say in a very simple way, it's a fairy tale stories. Okay, so you must have heard some fairy tale stories in when you were in class 1 or 2, because it looks that very pleasant to the children that a fairy is taking them to the certain high height in the sky. Okay, and they are roaming here and there everywhere, over the seas, mountains. Okay, everywhere, and this kind of thing creates sensation or interest among the children. They like it. Okay, that is why this kind of stories are made. Okay, although there are certain morals in it, but they are not real. Okay, so likewise, this play is also a fantasy, and it is called science fantasy because it is based on some scientific development, which is all supposed to take place in 25th century. Now we are in 21st century, and the play is all set in 25th century. So it becomes very interesting for all of us to go for this play. Okay, and first of all, let me tell you the name of the writer, who is Claire Boyko. Okay, so all the difficult words, although are given over here, we will discuss all that through the play, and even after that, if you have any confusion for it, you can take help of it glossary. Okay, so we are going to start this lesson, which is in fact a play. There are certain characters in it. Okay, so the name of the play is The Book That Saved the Earth. Okay, so what is there in it is better to go inside the story, inside the play, to understand it. Okay, first, something is written in the box. What is there in it? Mother Goose is a well-known book of nursery rhymes in English. Okay, do you think such a book can save planet Earth from a Martian invasion? Read this place set 4 centuries in future and find out. Okay, Mother Goose is a rhyme book. You must have heard Humpy Dumpy sat on a wall. Okay, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. All this kind of rhymes are there in this particular book, and it is a nursery rhymes. Okay, and it's very renowned, well known all across the world. Do you think such a book can save planet Earth from a Martian invasion? Now, it's a very hypothetical situation that a book has saved planet Earth, the entire planet, from the invasion of Mars. Or the people, those who are from Mars, are trying to invade our Earth, and this book has saved our Earth from that kind of invasion. Okay, so read this play set 4 centuries in future and find out. And we are going to read this play which is set in the 25th century, which is 4 centuries in future and find out what happened exactly in this story. Okay. Students, first we will be introduced with the characters in the story. The first one is historian. Historian means one who has a great knowledge of history, okay, about any development in the history. In Hindi, they are called Itihaskar, historian, okay. So, first character is historian. The second is great and mighty think tank. He is a commander in chief. He will be introduced later on in the play. So first character is great. Great means Mahan and mighty means powerful. Think tank is the name of a character. But let me tell you, think tank means exactly what does this mean? It means that it is a group of people which advise the high profile people or the politician or ministers like prime minister, president, okay, for any kind of development in the country, for any kind of relation with any other country. So think tank vicharak, a group of people who have some good knowledge about the development in the country, and they just advises, okay, they just advise prime minister, president for these things, okay. So think tank, but here think tank is the name of a character, okay. He is a great and mighty. Great and mighty is adjective, and think tank is the name of character, okay. Then the next character is apprentice noodle. It's a very funny name, noodle. You might have heard it's a dish, but here, apprentice noodle. Apprentice means one who is working some job just for sake of experience or training. Okay, this is called apprentice. But here, the apprentice noodle is the name of character. Okay, then Captain Omega, another character. Then Lieutenant Iota, then Sergeant Wu, then upstage voice. Upstage voice means a voice which is there from behind the stage just to support someone, just to connect the two part of the scene, two part of the play, where audience are unable to understand what is taking place, what is doing over there, what is happening over there at the stage. So just to connect the two scenes or the situation, there is an off stage voice, okay. And sometimes it is also used just to show what one is thinking, what the character is thinking in his mind, although he's not saying anything. So this kind of, to support this kind of voice, an off stage voice is there, okay. So all other characters are confirmed. In fact, there are five characters and one is off stage voice, okay. Now let us start this play. Scene first, okay. Read and find out why was the 20th century called the era book, okay. As I told you earlier that this play is set in 25th century. So in that century it was all projected that 20th century means the century that has just passed, and we are in 21st, and the century just that has been passed like in 1900 to 1999, okay. So this particular century, a period of 100 years, was known as the era of books. And why this was called era of book, we will discuss it later on. Okay. And the second, who tried to invade the earth in the 21st century. Okay. We will also discuss about it. Okay. Now, here, as far as time, because as I told you, this is a play, and for play, everything is given. Okay. The setting, the time, or the place, just so that audience can understand the situation or the development in the story, okay. So the time is 25th century. Now we are in 21st century, the time is 25th century, okay. It's a futuristic play, a play based on future. It is called futuristic play, okay. Then place, what is the place over there? The Museum of Ancient History. It's a museum of ancient history. एक संग्रहालय एंशियंट हिस्ट्री का, वहाँ का प्लेस है. Department of 20th century in on the planet Earth, and in fact it is department. Now ancient history, what is called ancient history or the history? History means some chronological events or the development in the past is studied in this kind of subject is called history. Okay, so here it is a museum. You might have heard about museum where all kinds of old things, the things that had been used in the past in the history, is displayed over there. This is called museum. So in fact this place is museum of ancient history. And the next, department of 20th century on the planet, and this is also a department of in 20th century on the planet Earth. Whatever development took place over there in the 20th century is all displayed over there. Okay, so this is a place. Next, before rise, before beginning of the play, what happened? Spotlight science on historian. So the first character, as I told you, this is historian, इतिहासकार है. So spotlight science on historian. Spotlight, let me tell you students, in a particular play, जब भी कोई नाटक होता है तो हर तरह की रोशनी कैरेक्टर्स के ऊपर डाली जाती है जिससे ऑडियंस का ध्यान उस पर्टिकुलर कैरेक्टर पे जाए. ठीक है ना. तो कुछ रोशनी तो पूरे स्टेज की होती है और कुछ रोशनी सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक पर्टिकुलर कैरेक्टर को फोकस करने के लिए होती है. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड स्पॉटलाइट. ओके, तो पूरे स्टेज पे और सारी चीज़ों को नहीं हाईलाइट करके सिर्फ और सिर्फ हिस्टोरियन को हाईलाइट किया जा रहा है. सो स्पॉटलाइट साइंस ऑन हिस्टोरियन, इस तरह से ये स्पॉटलाइट क्या कर रही है, इनफैक्ट इसको यूज़ किया जा रहा है हिस्टोरियन को दिखाने के लिए, शो करने के लिए. हु इज़ सिटिंग एट अ टेबल डाउन राइट, जो कि राइट हैंड साइड में टेबल पे बैठी हुई है. ऑन विच इज़ अ मूवी प्रोजेक्टर, और जिस पे एक मूवी प्रोजेक्टर रखा हुआ है. अ साइन एंड एन ईजल beside her reads. Yesterday when I was teaching you, I just told you easel means a frame for a board of where board can be set. Okay, like a blackboard. Whenever you go to play kabaddi, a blackboard is used to write the score. So the way the blackboard is placed on a frame, it is also a kind of board which is placed on a frame. So sign on an easel. easel एक फ्रेम है बोर्ड का जिस पे लिखा हुआ है, क्योंकि आप जब भी कोई प्ले नाटक करते हैं तो उसमें प्ले कार्ड यूज़ करते हैं, है ना. प्ले कार्ड क्यों यूज़ करते हैं? जिससे ऑडियंस को ये समझ में आए कि ये सिचुएशन कब की है ना, पास्ट की है, प्रेजेंट की है, या कौन सी जगह है. तो ऑडियंस को हर चीज़ बताने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती, वो प्ले कार्ड से समझ जाते हैं. तो उसी तरह यहाँ पे एक साइन बोर्ड या ईजल जो लगा हुआ है उस पे लिखा क्या है, अ साइन ऑन एन ईजल बिसाइड हर रीड्स, यानी जो हिस्टोरियन है उसी के बगल में एक ईजल, एक बोर्ड लगा हुआ है जिस पे क्या लिखा है, म्यूजियम ऑफ एंशियंट हिस्ट्री, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ 20th सेंचुरी. ये जो चीज़ लिखी है इससे ऑडियंस समझ में आ जाएगा, ऑडियंस को समझ में आ जाएगा कि ये कब की सीन है, क्या सिचुएशन है यहाँ पे. ठीक है ना, और कौन सी जगह है ये. सो ये जगह का नाम यहाँ पे मेंशन है, म्यूजियम ऑफ एंशियंट हिस्ट्री, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ 20th सेंचुरी. सी स्टैंड्स एंड बाउज टू ऑडियंस, और ये जो लिखा हुआ है और ये डेवलपमेंट जब होने वाला है प्ले शुरू होने से पहले, तो वो खड़ी होती है और ऑडियंस को झुक के सलाम करती है, विश करती है. ठीक है ना. सी स्टैंड्स एंड बाउज टू ऑडियंस. क्लियर. नाउ I think the part of historian is quite long, so we will cover this part in the next video.